So to talk about the finale for you guys, what was it like as an actor in a show that has made you do many, many wild physical things to spend the majority of the finale in one place?
That's a fun question for you to answer, Jacob, because it's true.
Yeah, twice actually. I was like very much locked to the spot.
Yeah.
In two completely different ways in the finale.
Yeah.
I got so delirious at one point that I started doing like Kermit impressions every day. like one of the, I was like, I really honed my Kermit impression over those like 3-4 days, just very much locked in place. I was wearing like a green crop top for most of that episode, and I just kept getting into the table, and then part of the table goes over my shoulders, and I just kept being like, it's not easy being green.
Wait, that's
And
good.
I was like, I kept working.
You really practiced it. It's very good.
Singing Rainbow Connection. And then the other one, I loved that. I love it. My favorite thing sometimes in this show is to just not talk at all and just try and do like silly things with your face. And I got to do so much of that.
I got a lot of time sitting down, but just at the long table, I did get a lot more time sitting down, but it wasn't a very restful sitting. Yeah, and then I had to jump up on the table, which was much harder than it looks. That was the real time where those leather pants were my absolute nemesis. Where they were so, because everyone's like, oh, it's so tight. You guys like, no, that's pretty movable. But those ones, they had to give me this secret set of staircases to get up on the table because my pants were so tight, and I had to make it look like I could jump up on the table because I couldn't bend my legs, and then so that was pretty hard. And then I just did a lot of walking on that table, so it wasn't that still. But Roland, he gave me a good, what did I say, 15 minutes sitting down, which was
for you this season.
Kind, it was kind, yeah. It was also so joyful to see everybody else play the Lestat nightmare versions of themselves. That was really fun. I really loved Long Table Louis. I really loved Long Table Gabriella. What did she do?
And what was it? The soul.
No, but no, she was like all the summer days are gone.
Oh, that was amazing. So melodic.
Good. Yeah.
Long Table Louis is my favorite Louis of this. Not my favorite Louis of this season, but was my favorite too. I really enjoyed him conceptually. I was like, he's so fun. I want to be Long Table Louis' friend more than season 3 Louis' friend.
Is he nice though, Long Table Louis?
No, he's nasty.
Because that's the version that hates him. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sheila, what is it like for you to come into the show as a newcomer in the season and see the craziness that unfolds in the finale?
The whole thing is crazy. Not just the finale. It's just all. Not only have I come in obviously later, as in this season, but during the shoot I came in right at the end as well. So I don't know. I feel like I'm I'm stepping onto a roller coaster that's already very much in motion, and it's really fun. It's also we were talking about this earlier, a peek of what's to come as well. So it's giving me 5 minutes to ground myself in okay, this is what you guys are doing. Cool. All right. To get with the program.
Yeah.
It's really exciting. It's exciting to see that a show can do that, can just have these big ideas and then go, we're just going to execute them, and that is what it is. So I'm glad to be a part of that journey now.
Yeah, that's very much the viewer experience as well. It's you're just doing the biggest ideas ever. Let's see if we can do it.
I remember
that's just every season.
Yeah, I remember when I first met Roland on Zoom, and he said to me, it's when in the audition process, and he was like, I don't know what I'm doing with my life, man. I'm just making a fucking show about vampires. I don't know what I'm doing. And I was like, you have written the most extraordinary script I have ever read. And he's the most self-effacing, but I think that's the thing, is that he does really know what he's doing, and he's using this show to kind of explore so many kind of things. And I think it's so amazing, that you could just make a genre show and it could just go down one route, but actually Roland and Hannah use it to kind of explore like everything and anything, and anything and everything is on the table and up for grabs for discussion. I mean, it's really fun, like, to find yourself in interviews discussing about like the merits of immortality, but like what that means, like on a larger like social level, and where we've come to as a species, and all this kind of stuff. And you're like, we could just be talking about, which we have spent a lot of time talking about, but we could just be talking about biting people's necks, you know, and what's that like? But it's kind of like transcended into this other space now.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It gets heady.
Well, that's the thing with Anne Rice vampires, is that it's like they're monsters, but they're the most human of monsters, right? Speaking of looking ahead and what we're going to explore later, you said that you are looking forward to a possible more feminine energy of a main character. Why do you think that's important to have now?
Why not? You know?
Yeah.
I mean, without getting too deep into like the sort of real world commentary of it all, I just, you know, it's so there's a lot of parallels and a lot of reflection, I think, in terms of the world, like not even just the world right now, but like history. You know, I think what's so interesting about Akasha is that she is obviously thousands of years old. So it's not just somebody in the present day grappling with those themes and those topics. It's somebody who's actually spanning millennia and many generations and many eras, and finding that things maybe haven't changed as much as she would have hoped. I don't know. I mean, what's interesting is, as much as it is, you know, as you said, kind of introducing a feminine energy, this show and these books are so subversive when it comes to gender identities and sexualities and conversations about gender roles. So I think it's, if anything, kind of continuation of what the first two seasons have brought, but just ramping that up so we can see some real examples of female rage, which I'm quite excited by.
Yeah.
I think we see glimpses of it in the other characters, the other female characters that have already come, but we get to just kind of sit in the full force of it, I think, hopefully. That's what I'm hoping for.
Yeah.
Anyway.
I think it's also just really exciting because it puts the characters into perspective, which I think is like, and this is this wonderful, like, slow zoom out from this very, very small, like, chamber piece drama, like living room drama in season 1, to slowly we start to expand into what the vampire world is and the antics, and we're going into Paris and some history, and then you're going into like the deep depths of the vampire ego and the id and the internal landscape, and then, you know, like taking that ego space in season 3, and then as we you know, go out of that, you kind of put all of it in perspective, and you see the bloodline that these creatures are carrying through, and like what the universe is, like what the world is, and like the kind of like ancient experience of what Akasha is, and as she wakes up and sees what all of her kind of like creatures have been doing, children have been doing.
You know, like they're ants.
Yeah,
They're
it's a
sea
kind of,
monkeys.
Yeah, and then for them, and then for, you know, like, yeah, it's like, sea monkeys used to like put the food in their, yeah. Are they real though?
I never knew.
Because you just look at them with a magnifying glass, right?
Yeah, they're like amoeba, not amoebas, but they're like almost like krill. They're just like sort of small sea.
Mad.
They're like they probably carried viruses and
That's what I'm
stuff.
saying,
Kind
like,
of stuff.
Yeah, and then you just put a
Yeah.
cute picture on top of them and make kids into them, but actually they're like, But yeah, I don't know. Yeah. In terms of like the expansion of that, and it kind of like for Louis and Lestat, for them to have got to where they've got to at the end of the season, I think as well, and then to throw Akasha into the mix, I think it's you know, it's going to give them a lot of perspective. I think there's a lot of growth coming. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Jacob, anything to add to that before we wrap up?
It's time. It's time. It's about time. They're just such destroyers, you know, and it's time for the real boss, the real destroyer to, you know. I haven't said anything more interesting than what Sheila and Sam said.
I think. Sorry, just to add to that, is there is something really interesting in across storytelling, across cultures, of the female archetype or the mother archetype that is both creator and destroyer, and I think Akasha is absolutely that. And so as you said, she has birthed all of it. It's like, you know, sometimes when people's parents are like, I brought you into this world and I can take you out of it. That's very much her energy, and I think that's
On a mass scale.
Yeah, and that's just fun. That's going to be fun.
Oh, I love that so much.
Yeah.
It's the joy of vampires, isn't it? Like, yeah, it's like the way of looking at society, like interpreting society and analyzing it. And we kind of like joke like that they've kind of lived through all these lives, and so like LESTAT will make jokes about, you know, terrible bands from the 80s, or like bad musicians, or, you know, like people who've made bad life choices through the scope of humanity. And Akasha can look at the entire scope of
she's like,
civilization
cool,
in itself, in its entirety, and it just does really like, wow, put it in all into perspective. It's very exciting.